Happy New Year and welcome to the Golden Days, the final show, more specifically, of 2025. Let me make sure my do I sound better now? I really hope so. Welcome, everybody. My New Year's resolution is a haircut and a beard trim. That's going to come, I promise. When I'm wearing my hat, as much as I have been, it usually means it's time for a haircut. I get it. I look like shit. But we're not here about me. We're here about the Golden State Warriors. I don't know about you. I don't know if you got up early enough to even watch the game. I don't know if you're enjoying your vacation, but the Warriors made things interesting. But I'm going to share with you in just a minute why I felt damn good about this game. I saw Steve Kerr. I'm no empath. I'm no mind reader. I don't have magical powers. I'm just spitballing here. I'm just shooting the shit with you. And the reason why I say all that, the reason why I preface what I'm about to say with that preamble is because there was a shot of Steve Kerr, the Golden State Warriors head coach. I think this was late in the third quarter. After he had rolled in his typical Hobbit lineup, there was a lineup out there that had Steph, GP2, Brandon Pajemski, and DeAnthony Melton. And poor Trace Jackson Davis was the fifth guy out there. So his net rating sagged with the rest of those guys. And this is one of many reasons why individual net rating is a very flawed stat you don't rely on in most cases. But a Warriors, I believe it was a 14 or 15 point lead. I can't remember if it was 14 or 15. Evaporated. Instantly, the Warriors got off to a hot start in the third quarter with their starting five. Then Kerr brings the Hobbits in, the Smurfs, the Lollipop Guild, whatever you want to call them, and that lead evaporates. And Kerr brings back the players that are supposed to play. And I saw this look on his face, and he looked like a man who defeated, yet coming to a realization being defeated that certain lineups, certain players don't work. Big picture. Meaning, like a hair or something. Meaning, the Warriors closed this game with the right players. And two specific players surrounding the veteran core of Steph, Dre, and Jimmy in the second quarter revealed a lot because they blew a very tight game open. And maybe I'm totally misreading things, probably is the case, but it gave me a little hope. It's all I can carry you if you're a fan of this Warriors team is hope that this head coach will come to realizations. One of those being Smurfs can't win basketball games. Athleticism is more important than ever in the NBA. And the Warriors proved that tonight because their athletic players carried them to victory. Santos, Will Richard, even DeAnthony Melton closed this game and looked damn good in the process. Moses Moody, guys with length, with wingspans who can disrupt the flow of an opponent's game with outstanding defense and clutch threes. I felt good about it. I felt good about this game. Again, the Warriors won in Charlotte. Again, to finish up 2025, they improved to 18-16. The exact same record they had a year ago at the 34-game mark. But again, I took some positives away from this. Santos, love ya. Will Richard, love ya. And of course, I love you, Wardell, Stephen Curry. That goes without saying. Who tweaked his ankle at the end there, but I think it was just a very minor tweak. He should be okay. A happy homecoming for the Curry family. A happy end to the road trip and to the calendar year for your Golden State Warriors. Let's break it down. The Warriors win this game 132-125. The final, a game that should not have been this close. But again, there were things to take away from this that I'm hoping and praying this head coach realized. And I think maybe he did, not because I'm playing a body language doctor, but because of who he finished this game with. Let's break it down. Let's have some fun. Their earliest show of the year. How's the chat doing? Chardall, are you feeling better? He's asking me how I'm doing. How are you doing with the strep throat? I imagine a lot of you feel like shit. Good stuff. We've got Desirio back. Desi, what's up, buddy? Desi, are you here because Pods went 4 of 6 from 3 tonight? Is that what he did? 5 of 7. Those were prayers. And those were makeups for a disastrous third quarter. I'm glad he hit them, though, because who knows what would have happened in this game if he did not hit those prayers. Good to see everybody. Happy New Year. Let's get into it. It's a December 31st, New Year's Eve edition, the earliest edition you'll find for quite a while of the Golden Days. We're powered by FanDuel. Let's kick it. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Indeed. Welcome to the program. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz. I am your host for this New Year's Eve edition of Golden Days. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWildover, on Twitter. My handle is at Surf Journalist. The program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. Coming to you live from the Golden Days studios in West Sonoma County, California. A rainy day here in Northern California as the Golden State Warriors are 3+ hours away by time zone, 5 hours away by flight. They're on the other side of the country right now in Charlotte, but they're going to be heading home. I'm guessing today. The Curry family will probably come home tomorrow. I imagine they're going to spend New Year's Eve with familia. Maybe. I have no idea. But nonetheless, the Golden State Warriors winners in Charlotte again, 132-125. I'm going to give the FanDuel player of the game honors if the audience doesn't mind me sabotaging the vote today, because I thought Guy Santos, I don't think the Warriors win this game without Guy. Guy for 3, baby. Guy brought the energy. Guy was a difference maker. There was a stretch in that second quarter where the pace of this game, like my TV, and I think my TV's 1080p. It's old, but it still is high definition. But my TV could not keep up with the pace of the game. It was going. The players were moving the ball and moving themselves physically so fast that there was like a lag at times. It was this is the modern NBA, and the Warriors were not only keeping up with the Hornets, but at times setting the pace themselves in that second quarter with the lineup that had your veteran core, Steph, Jimmy, Dre. But the 4-5, the two guys surrounding those two, and the two guys that I think should be at the top of the pecking order for the guys closing games for this team routinely, if Steve Kerr just will not play Kuminga anymore. I've been saying this for a damn long time now. Guy Santos needs minutes. Guy Santos needs a role, because in this modern NBA where speed, athleticism, pace, energy, these are all the things Guy Santos gives you. And I don't know what his flaws are that gives Kerr pause on giving him a more defined role. I don't know what his weaknesses are. I don't see weaknesses from this kid. I have no understanding why Guy Santos is looked at as a bench player to begin with. Give him a chance. He routinely delivers, and tonight was a perfect example of that. Again, 3 of 4 from deep, 5 of 6 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a block. Guy Santos was second on the team tonight in net rating behind Draymond Green's plus 18. Guy Santos a plus 15. And he did all that in only 16 minutes and 50 seconds of play. Guy for 3. Look at that. Guy got people so pumped up. OMG, it's Manny. Our loyal longtime Golden Days are dropping $1.99 just to say Guy Santos, player of the game. You damn right. Pumping me up on an early-ass show. See, energy is contagious. It's infectious. It's never personal with any of these players. It's never personal even with this damn coach who is just too limited in vision. I don't know what his problem is, but you got to play your best players. And in this game, the NBA, the highest level, oftentimes the best players are also the most athletic. It's great if you're a hustle dude. It's great if you're a high basketball IQ dude, but you got to have some talent to match all that at that level. And Guy's got it. SJ Chardal is saying Steph and Curry as well. Of course, Steph led all scorers tonight. as he typically does. Warrior scores tonight. I apologize. Brandon Miller at 33 to lead all scorers. LaMelo Ball also at 27 for the Hornets. But Stephen Curry had himself a game as well. His homecoming, 26 points, shooting 50% from deep. The Golden State Warriors as a team shot 49% from deep, 24 of 49 from beyond the arc for your Golden State Warriors team as a whole. Steph leading the way, 5 of 10 from deep. Actually, I don't know if he's leading the way because Brandon Pajemski was 5 of 7. And I believe 3 of those 5 threes came in this stretch in the fourth quarter where it looked like the Warriors were going to give this game up. It was a very precarious position for your Golden State Warriors in the late third and segments of the fourth quarter. Pods, again, those threes were borderline prayers, but he also redeemed himself for a disastrous third quarter making those threes. But you look at the three-pointers for this team as a whole. Draymond Green hit some huge threes as well late in this game. Actually, what was this? Were both threes in the fourth quarter? Draymond was 2 of 4 from deep. I remember one of those being in the fourth quarter where they both. No, so one was in the fourth, and when was the other one? The other one was in the third. What was the other one? Maybe it was at the very beginning of the game. Forgot when. It was the first quarter. It was at the very beginning. Okay, yeah. So Draymond Green, 2 of 4 from deep. Quentin Post, who I thought had an excellent game as well, and pivotal late game possession where DeAnthony Melton took a charge on a drive by Colin Sexton that would not have been a charge. Sexton would have found a way around him or would have found a way to draw a blocking foul if not for Quentin Post basically forming a physical trap around Sexton, giving him nowhere to go but straight into Melton. Huge offensive foul call late in the game for a turnover. Just one example of Quentin Post, who also shot the ball great from deep, 3 of 7 from deep for 9 points for Post tonight. Moody was 1 of 3 from deep. That 1 3 that he made was clutch, and Moody extends a consecutive game streak. I don't know if he's at 20. I forgot where he's at, but there's a streak he has right now for consecutive games with made threes. I heard Bob Fitzgerald mention that on the broadcast tonight. Steph, 5 of 10 from deep. Pajemski, 5 of 7 from deep. GP2 hitting his 1 3-point attempt. DeAnthony Melton, who is shooting the ball horribly this season, coming off that knee injury, hit a 3 tonight. That was a big one. 1 of 3. Al Horford, 2 of 6 from deep. Big Al got some minutes tonight as well. Will Richard only had 1 3-pointer in this game. He was 1 of 2 from deep, but that 1 3 coming late in this one, late in the fourth quarter to essentially seal the game. I love Will Richard. Love the kid. I don't know how many times I have to say that. And then Guy Santos, 3 of 4 from deep, our FanDuel player of the game. And Pat Spencer got a late run, in case you missed that. Which, again, is one of many reasons why my empath powers kicked in. Wish I had a good sound effect for mind reading, for some Professor X powers. Do I have any good sound effects for that? Got a fountain. Doesn't all in Stranger Things have to be in a bath to use their mind powers? Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr's coming to realization that the hobbits aren't it. I think. I hope. I really hope. Because the reason why I say that is because the stash, Pat Spencer, was getting some pivotal fourth quarter minutes. Bravo. Steve Kerr, bravo. See what happens when you play the right players? Great things happen. It isn't complicated. Folks in the chat giving some feedback on the water sound effect. Not positive, not a positive feedback, and I get it. That's okay. We won't use that one again. We'll visit the post-game pressers in just a second as they start coming in. My new favorite YouTube account, Basketman, who publishes post-game, pre-game, all sorts of just press conference sounders. That's what that account does. And he's thankfully not flagging me. I don't think he actually owns the copyright to any of that, so he can't flag me technically. We'll hear from Steve Kerr and others in just a moment. But Again, to see players like Guy Santos, to see players like Will Richard get the faith of this coaching staff. We now know that DeAnthony Melton is on a minute restriction, currently at 24 minutes. He played 22 minutes, 55 seconds tonight and was exemplary. The box score, again, will not show it. But what players like Melton and Will Richard bring to the table, Guy Santos, even when they're not shooting the ball well, is they're still giving you defense. They're still making the defense of the opposing defense play on their heels because speed matters. Athleticism matters. KKS in the chat. And Melton's defense, side note, is exemplary. Melton had at least one steal tonight that I can recollect. I finished with 2 steals, but that one steal was in the fourth quarter that I was thinking of. That was huge. And as Melton finished with just 7 points, doesn't matter though. It was wildly huge in terms of the contribution. But Stephen Curry leading all Warriors scorers with 26. Jimmy Butler, who also I thought was fantastic. A relatively quiet 19 points, 7 assists, 5 rebound performance for him. But maybe the most invaluable aspect of Jimmy Butler's game are all the trips to the free throw line that frees the opponent's offense from making runs with fast break points, transition points, putting additional pressure on your transition defense. That's what getting to the free throw line does. And Jimmy Butler had 12 free throw attempts in this game, including pivotal ones at the end to seal this. 11 of 12 from the free throw line, 4 of 8 from the field. I'll take 50% all day, every day. 19 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds for Jimmy Butler. Draymond Green had an outstanding game as well. Almost got a triple-double in this game. Came 2 rebounds shy of that. Hit the 2 3-pointers, as I mentioned a moment ago. One at the start of the game, one at the end of the game. 10 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds for Draymond Green. Again, fantastic. He had a good night in 28 minutes and 12 seconds. The turnover battle, and again, you always hear Steve Kerr bring this up, and it's such an excuse. I'm not saying turnovers aren't important, but this Warriors team, for pretty much the entirety of the dynasty, has been living off ignoring turnovers and just playing their style. And that worked largely because you had so much talent and you had such excellence on that court to overcome those turnovers here and there. But when you don't have excellence out there, yeah, the turnovers start to become pretty damn glaring. And I bring all that up because the Warriors played, for the most part at least, the best players tonight, and it made the Warriors losing the turnover battle irrelevant. The Warriors had 19 turnovers to 15 for the Hornets. The Warriors' 19 turnovers resulting in 28 points for the opposition. The Hornets' 15 turnovers resulting in 17 Warriors points. But despite losing the turnover battle by 4, the Warriors win 132-125. Because defense is also important. And because pace of play is important. Because talent is important. The Warriors were playing their best players. I felt good about that. More Melton, more Will Richard, more Guy Santos. Pretty please? Por favor? S'il vous plaît? Chayesh mikonam? Those are all the pleases I know in other languages. Good stuff. I see Steve Kerr at the podium right now. We'll play that sound the moment it becomes available for us. I'll make the link available to the chat if anybody wants to join us for the final show of 2025 as the Golden State Warriors improve to 18-16. They are about to start a homestand that's pretty damn extensive. I believe 10 of the next 11 for your Golden State Warriors are in the state of California. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I believe unless I said this correctly and I just am tired and can't hear myself, I apologize. Let me try that again. The Warriors have their next 11 games in the state of California, if my math is correct. And I believe Wainster, who usually comes into our chat after big wins. We got some paid chats here. Let me get to these. I apologize. Old Farm Craft dropping a $1.99 saying Mark Davis is a criminal. Why is Mark Davis's name in our chat? Old Farm Craft, why are you bringing him up? I'm curious. Is it because you feel like his actions led to the demise of Oakland sports as a whole, him and his dad? If that's the case, I mean, that's a great discussion and no pushback. Oh, I really got to trim. I look like a hobo. I apologize. Gotta do some grooming. Get out some scissors as I'm taking showers. Anyways, Mark Davis is a criminal. Old Farm Craft, dropping a $1.99. Just elaborate on that. I want to. You don't have to pay more to get your thoughts out. I'll look for your chat, but would love to know why you wrote that. Or is it Mark Davis? Is it a different Mark Davis, not the Raiders owner? Who are you talking about here? A Relentless Attitude dropping $4.99, saying Kerr played 4 point guards in the third when we had a 15-point lead going big. He just can't help himself. And again, that is the moment that I'm referring to in terms of Kerr just sitting there with this weird, like, gloomy look on his face, like of self-reflection. Like it was almost like he was coming to this realization that what he wants does not result in success. And why he wants that so bad is a whole other discussion. But yeah, in case you folks weren't familiar, and I'll be more specific with the play-by-play to get this all right. But in the third quarter of this game, and let me get this right here. The Warriors at the half, let's take a step back, led this game 69-64. It was a 5-point game, far from under control. But again, we saw in the second half the way they closed it. You had Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler surrounded by Guy Santos and Will Richard. That lineup worked. That lineup looked good. That's a lineup that I feel, if you're not going to make any big moves this season, roll with that. Go with it. If Jonathan Kuminga is just going to rot at the end of the bench, that's a decent 5 to roll with. That I feel great about that 5. And huge surprise, that it started working. The Warriors started to pull away a little bit, go into the half of the 5-point lead. They start the third quarter with their traditional starting 5, where instead of Will Richard and Guy Santos, Moses Moody's back. And again, Moody at a bare minimum, even when the shot's not falling, still gives you defense, still causes chaos defensively, still knows where to be at all times offensively. He's not someone who's making mistakes out there offensively. It's just the shot is not consistent. And I don't know if that's a thing we have to accept. I don't know if Moody still has work to do with the shot, but the Warriors start the third quarter with Moody and Quinton Post, the same starting 5 surrounding the veteran core. And they open the lead up even more. They take a 79-64 lead at one point. And then Steve Kerr does Steve Kerr things. He starts making substitutions. He starts his tinkering again, right? GP2 comes in the game for Quinton Post. You're like, oh shit, here we go again. And then you have more substitutions soon after that. Then DeAnthony Melton comes in for Moody. Then Trace Jackson Davis comes into the game for Draymond Green. And then even before all that, when did Podziemski come into the game? Podziemski was also subbed in. I think he was the first one subbed in, actually. Let me get that exact minute mark right. I'm just curious. I want to know. Here we go. Okay, and then at the 7:51 mark, Podziemski comes in the game for Jimmy Butler. And slowly this 15-point lead whittles until the Hornets take the lead. And the Hornets suddenly were up by 5, 96-91, because this hobbit ball bullshit didn't work, as is usually the case. And what's so damn frustrating about Kerr is, like, we've seen it not work time and time and time again. And what does Kerr do? Rolls it out again, rolls it out again, rolls it out again. Just madness. The literal definition of insanity. And that's when at least I saw that look on Kerr's face sitting on the bench. He just looked frozen in time, just with this look of pontification, just reflecting like, my plan is not working. That was the thought I read on his face. Anyway, so then Kerr makes adjustments, takes the Hobbits out. Will Richard comes into the game. Santos comes into the game. Al Horford makes an appearance and actually hits a 3, which was huge. And then the Warriors recapture the momentum. And then it was still a very close game in the fourth quarter. Podziemski hit some prayer threes that thankfully gave the Warriors a little cushion. And then Steve Kerr brings in a lineup in the middle of the fourth, and includes Pat Spencer, who also brings energy. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. He is an upgrade over Brandon Podziemski. We can agree to disagree on that. That's an opinion, but it's an opinion that I feel strongly about. You see Will Richard in the fourth quarter. You see DeAnthony Melton playing big minutes in the fourth quarter. I think Moses Moody even had a stretch in that fourth quarter. Again, respecting size, athleticism, speed, the kind of things that matter in the NBA game. We actually saw it out there. Yeah, Moody had a brief stretch in that fourth quarter, but Melton played 10 minutes and 21 seconds in the fourth. Santos plays 6 minutes, 36 seconds in the fourth. Pat Spencer got a 3 minute and 30-second run. No turnovers, no negative, no nothing. Will Richard played 5 minutes and 24 seconds in the fourth quarter. And the Warriors win. Podziemski got a 4 minute, 45-second run in that fourth quarter. And again, those 3 3-pointers were huge, but they were very difficult shots. There was a moment where you saw him calling for the ball. And I don't know if that pissed Kerr off or what happened there. But anyways, relentless attitude. I hear you on that. And then Playboy Brendan dropping a $1.99 saying that Moses Moody shouldn't be a starter, in my opinion. Look, I'd love to know who you think should be instead. To me, Will Richard is, even though he's a rookie, I'd roll the dice with him. If DeAnthony Melton is your starter, I wouldn't hate it. I don't hate Moody being the starter either. Just because, again, even when the shot's not falling, at least the defense is there, and at least the high IQ is there. I do think Moses Moody is a high IQ basketball player. I don't mind the minutes, is what I'm trying to say. But Latasha is saying it's personal for me when it comes to Podziemski. Why? Again, don't take it personal just because I call out a player as not being one of the best. What about Pods do you like besides Steve Kerr loving him? There's net rating serves a very valuable purpose in the sense that when you look at it with the other 4 people on the court, it can help paint a picture. The Warriors had 4 people in the negative in net rating tonight. And it's no coincidence who these 4 people are. Brandon Podziemski, a -6. GP2, a -9. Trace Jackson Davis, poor guy, his 5 minutes and 27 seconds were surrounded by those Hobbits, so he got a -8. And Al Horford got a -6 because he's Al Horford and he's slow, and typically when he's out there, the team struggles. There's nothing personal about this, Latasha. I'd flip it back to you and say, I think it's more personal from your end that you love this kid so much. If you want to be real about it, look in the mirror. Why do you think he deserves minutes? Make it make sense, as Chris Thomas writes. Again, Latasha, it ain't hate if it's a sports talk show and some people have to be criticized. Kuminga doesn't play. And when he plays, good things happen. So when people are still negative about him, that's why it's called hate. Podziemski plays all the time. Usually good things are not happening when he plays. And you call that hate. Again, look in a mirror. If anyone has feelings about this, it's you, because you love this kid so much. Harmony is saying that Podziemski can defend. Exactly. Defense is a vitally important part of this game. And if you can't play defense because your body limits you, which is ultimately the case with Brandon Podziemski, he's slow-footed. He's a slow guy out there with a 6'4", 6'5" wingspan. There's only so much you can do. NBA players who are not gifted with the type of athleticism that can make you an elite defender in the NBA, most of the time they stay on the court because of their offense, because they're elite offensively. Podziemski is not elite offensively. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When he's the point guard of your team, he's serviceable. When he's out there as your two guard, he is a liability. It isn't complicated. Bloomer. I love that Bloomer, you flip your image when things are good. You've got a beautiful sunset in the background. Do you look like that? Is that you in the picture? How you doing, Bloomer?
Hey, Sam. Just finished up watching the game. I'm actually downstairs right now.
What's upstairs?
Oh, no, my bedroom.
Okay. All right.
I'm downstairs. Yeah. I was watching the game.
When you say that, are you saying like you're hiding from the family? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. No, I mean, my family is out and about, and I'm watching TV by myself. My lady's still on her trip, and yeah, everything's quiet, and I like it like that. Sometimes you need isolation sometimes.
100%, all day, every day, absolutely. Right.
But yeah. So this win was very good. I mean, ending the year on a dub is always good. I feel good, but obviously, we can't be complacent, right? Yeah, obviously, you were saying something about like fool's gold the other day, and I'm like, okay, I got to keep that in the back of my mind, regardless of, yeah, we got a nice win in Brooklyn, and then now we got a good win in Charlotte, but we still, job's not done. We still got work to do because we got OKC coming this Friday. So, I mean, my takeaways from the game is that everything was going good in terms of like sustainability until Steve was keeping out certain players that I didn't think that they need to be sat out. Like I think it was in the third quarter when they had that lead, and then I don't know why Santos and them were like the key factors of like the whole energy stuff, and I'm like, why are you not putting those guys back in the game? I'm doing my best not to try to hate on Steve because I personally don't like the guy anymore, but I don't want to be all like downsy because like New Year's is like right around the corner. I'm trying to be positive as best I can, and obviously we did get the win, right? So I'm just saying, like, you need to make sure that key players like Santos and, like you were saying, like Pat Spencer and like all these other guys, like they need to get viable minutes, and you can't keep playing like pods in them all the time. And obviously, we didn't see Buddy, which was good. That's a positive.
Hell yeah, that's a positive too. You're right.
Like I don't even know if anyone mentioned him. Like that's I was like, good. That's already a plus right there. So. I mean, pause is already given, right? Because that's Steve Kerr's stepson, but we can't do nothing about that. I mean,
it's crazy how many people are like fans of his. Like people are like offended that I'm sitting here saying this team's better without him. Like what do you watch? Like what are you watching that you think? Look, here's for the people who say he's been playing so good lately. He had 7 points in that Brooklyn game. He was 1 for 5 from deep in that Mavericks game. He was 2 of 6 from deep, which is okay. It's good enough, I guess, in that Orlando game. 2 of 8 from deep in that Phoenix game. I'm not mentioning his points because his points they never stick out. And then the assists, which I constantly bring up.
Yeah.
He had 3 today. 3. But people want to say he's been playing good lately. Why? Because he averages 12 points a game? Get the F out of here. What's so good? Why? Like, again, if you want a cheerleader show, go to any of the other programs that cover the Warriors. And I'm sure they're saying great things about Podziemski. But what are we doing here, man? Are you kidding me? Like Chosen, who says big shots. Well, how about shitty defense? Those big shots were desperately needed to make up for the fact that he's a defensive sieve out there. The dude is a literal a pasta strainer. People just pick him apart when he plays defense. Do you just ignore that whole side of the game? That's half the game. It's amazing.
It's crazy because people are only looking at it one-sided when it comes to Brandon Pajemski. Look, don't get me wrong. I don't personally hate the guy outside of basketball. I think he's like a chill, standard dude. Like I think he was from Illinois. He went to Santa Clara and stuff. He's an all right guy. I just don't want to see him get overvaluated as like some key factor guy. And like you said, don't play him next to Steph, knowing that if Steph for whatever reason, if he's for resting purposes or for like load management, and then you will have to put in a main PG. I mean, I'd still put Spencer, but then Pods, that's where your moment starts to step up, right? But like the people that's like, oh yeah, he's a fitting player that goes good with Steph next to him as a combo guard. I'm like, that's not a recipe for success. That's gonna make your team so like not only small and unathletic, it's just gonna make you look so kiddie out there. You know, it's already.
I want to bring this up. Dark Lucian in the chat saying that Pajemski has a much better defensive rating than Kuminga. Friendly reminder: defensive rating is a massively flawed stat. A case in point, I think it was 3 years ago. Stephen Curry led all guards in defensive rating. And look, again, I'm not saying Steph is a bad defensive player. Far from it. But
underrated.
He's not the best. Okay, like defensive rating is grossly flawed. It's a calculation that someone made up. And unfortunately, defensively, there just are not a lot of statistical barometers that can accurately measure how you are defensively. It is mostly an eye test thing. And look, I don't know what your eyes are looking at that makes you think Pajemski's not a liability out there when he's playing defense. But I guarantee you every opposing team, they see him out there, and that's who they're attacking. And when Buddy Hield was out there were two massive liabilities. Right now, there's only one, and that's Brandon Pajemski. But it is wild if you don't see, or if you just ignore the defensive side of the ball. And again, offensively, he's not an elite scorer. He's not racking up assists. Tonight, he had a good shooting night. Yeah. He did. He was 5 of 7. But make no mistake that those threes in the fourth quarter he was hitting started with the first one, which was off 1 foot with the shot clock at like half a second. It was a prayer shot that went in. And then he made 2 more after that. Awesome. You made up for your horrible play in the third quarter. But this team plays far better when he's not on the court. And we can strongly agree to disagree otherwise. To me, loving Pajemski is just another extension of trying to support Steve Kerr and pretend that he actually has a good eye for the game. Yeah. It's asinine, man. But anyways.
I was gonna say like about Pods is like it goes back to the whole when you actually should use him or not. Like he's not a type of player that you should be overusing. Like people see him as like some like Curry's gonna give the keys to him when he's done. Like I don't think so. That's far from it.
You're back to the 2000s Warriors if you do that. Yeah. If Brandon Pajemski is who you're giving the keys to, make Mike Montgomery the head coach again, add Corey Maggette, bring back Antoine Jameson. That's the Warriors you have. Desario brings up that there are stats for defense, bringing up that the team is a better defensive rating when Pajemski's on the court than when he's off. Who are the other 4 people that he's on the court with? Again, you're bringing up net rating stats, which only present objectivity when all 5 players are named. The moment you only single out one person, who knows who the other 4 people are? It is a flawed, subjective, incomplete stat that people use to support narratives. That's all it's good for. Desario, that's the only thing that stat is good for, is to make yourself and your boys sound better. It is not objective because we don't know who the other 4 people are on the court. Go ahead. Sorry, Blue.
No, you're good. And I was gonna say, the thing with Steven Pods is that when Steve puts Pods out there with Curry, he expects him to change up his style because I think coming out of college for Pods, the way he was playing was actually not bad. It was like he was racking up some good assists and he was doing his shooting too, but he's like changing when in order for him to go with Curry in that lineup, and that's the thing where it throws a majority of Warrior fans off is because we want to see like you said, actually for all of us, we want to see more assists from pods. We want to see him. Where's that connectivity that Steve is talking about? You know, and not him trying to be, you know, like trying to be like Clay in his prime or something. But that's a whole different like league for pods. That's why he's like changing it up. That's why I don't see him like as a key guy. Like that's why Melton makes sense. That's why Moody makes sense. You know, Will Richard. I mean, I personally think Will Richard should be a step above in terms of minutes over Paz, if anything. Like and that's just being nice because I don't want to be so overstrenuous on Richard because that guy deserves his minutes too. You know, like it's baffling because Steve doesn't realize this stuff until like later on in the game. Because like, see, like you put Pods in there, and then the game all of a sudden is flipped because they had that lead, right? And then
like,
now you have
like, do some people honestly, and I'm sorry to say this, but stupidly believe that Pajemski can be one of your 5 players and you're going to be a real team?
hell
Like,
no.
is that what the people in the chat are saying? Like, are you literally arguing that if your 5 best players include Brandon Pajemski, that you can be a contender?
Nah.
Because if you're arguing that, you're just wrong. You're flat out wrong. Case in point, like Desiree still trying to make an argument for pretending that net rating and defensive rating, there's still ratings that rely on 5 people on the court. The large sample size doesn't mean shit because chances are, for the same reason that Brandon Pajemski's net rating used to look amazing until this season, is because nearly all of his minutes were with Steph and Draymond on the floor together. So of course that shit looks good. Now, and notice this year, his net rating does not look good because he's not always playing with elite Hall of Fame type talent. Again, sorry, the large sample size does not make my point irrelevant. The fact that you keep relying on a stat that measures 5 people and you think one of those 5 is the sample size, that is what's illogical here, Desiree. Desi, why do you argue with professors? You're like, you're what, an 18-year-old kid who has no college education? And you're going to sit here and try to argue about probabilities and sample sizes like you know shit? Don't be you're offending at that point, man. Like, it's just, God damn it. Is the IQ level of Pajemski supporters that low across the board? I'm starting to believe that.
I'm assuming
I'm starting to think that. And it kind of depresses me that we have that many people with acumen just that low. Either you're not watching the game close enough, or you just have strong beliefs that you refuse to just deviate from. It's crazy, man. I mean, it is crazy. Desi, you can come on the show anytime you want. Education level matters, dipshit. Okay? Life experience matters, dipshit. And when you're using specific examples of evidence, what that evidence is matters. When you're arguing for someone and you're using a stat that represents 1 of 5 people, that is not evidence.
That's very sad for this.
You're annoying sometimes, man. And again, you could come on the show if you want, but you want to be a stupid troll in the chat, dude. Like, God damn it. Sorry, Bloomer. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, sorry. I just want to bring up, hopefully in your future live streams, but like we can start talking about like some, because the 15th is coming up and we could talk about what's going to happen and like what to expect on the team. I personally just wanted to finish up the year and talk about like how certain lineups will effectively.
Real quick, Bloomer, just because this, look, I look real quick. I'm sorry, Bloomer, but and if you want, you can take a time out while I address the stupidity here. I wish people would actually come on the show instead of just being keyboard warrior douchebags. James Bauer is saying, don't call people out by their name. I'm pretty sure that person's name is not really Desiree. All right. So I don't give a shit if I call someone out by a handle. That is not their real name. James Bowers, if that's your real name, respect for coming out publicly. You're not a keyboard warrior. I have no idea if that's your real name or not. But Desiree, is that your name? I'm pretty sure it's not. Bloomer, any final thoughts? I want to bring other folks on as well. I don't mean to cut you off short, but
yeah, I just wanted to say like I hope that the Warriors will. I mean, if they were gonna plan to make some future moves coming next year, I really hope they get more athletic in like the wing department, and then obviously for size, like I just see Post and like TJD, like yeah, they're key big men, but they're not like they're not like JaVale McGee, Andrew Bogut. David West, like strong built, like rim type protectors. That's what the Warriors definitely needs. Someone
Absolutely.
and like someone that can bang down low with Dre, because like when Dre had those type of players, he was flourishing and it was looking beautiful offense and defense. And that's what the Warriors severely lack. I mean, I'm not saying Post and TJD or even old man Horford can't do those.
All right, Bloomer, I gotta run, man. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
There's just too much going on.
I just wanted to say, hey, have a happy New Year, Cy.
You
I
too.
hope to see you next time, and thanks, man.
You too, brother. Thank you so much. There's too much here, and I'd rather address it than just let these dipshits. First of all, again, unless we're literally on a first name basis, I'm not calling you out. Don't pretend your anonymous account handle is you. You're not living in real life if that's the case. It isn't complicated. So, and what I mean by that is Penny Tomlinson. Is that your real name? I didn't call you, first of all, an uneducated douchebag. I called someone who calls himself Desirio an uneducated douchebag. The uneducated part is factual. The douchebag part, my opinion. So what? If you're going to come in here using statistics that don't mean shit, if you're going to sit here defending an NBA player who is mid at best and using incomplete evidence as your argument, yeah, you're a D-bag. Sorry, not sorry. Don't be a D-bag. It isn't complicated. Desi, what's going on with you, man? Why are you still defending Brandon Podziemski when he only averages 12 points a game?
Hello?
Hi, I asked you a question. Why are you defending Brandon Podziemski when he only averages 12 points a game?
Oh, no. I just think we need to look at the context of the game. So
give me the
like,
no. I don't want fuck this game. Big picture.
No. The context.
You show up. No. You show up for the first time in like a month, and you haven't. I don't know where the fuck you've been, and I don't care. But this one game, there's a couple things with context. First of all, you love bringing up net rating. Are you going to mention the net rating tonight?
I don't use net rating at all. I stopped using net rating because it's a subjective stat. I agree with you.
But why do you think defensive rating is not a subjective stat?
Because it's the big minutes. It's like 800 minutes. So those are different lineups he's been playing with. So that's actually a big sample size. So using a big sample size to see how
doesn't matter, Desi. Doesn't matter because you don't know who the other four people are. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it could be 10,000 minutes. If 9,900 of those minutes, Desi, were surrounded by Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, it doesn't matter.
All right. Okay. We don't even have to argue about the defensive rating.
No. This is not an argument. Why are you pushing back on that? How do you not
agree to disagree on this one?
How do you? No. It's not an agree or disagree thing. It is a fact versus opinion thing. It is a fact. Just let me talk, please. Don't interrupt. It is a fact that a sample size of minutes is irrelevant if you don't know who the other four players are.
The thing is, the website that I'm using allows you to check with specific lineups. So
what website?
It's called Data Baller, and you could go check. You could go check how Pods does with specific lineups. But the thing is, if you do that, it's going to be lower minutes. So having 800 minutes overall has different lineups. He doesn't only play with Curry. He plays with the bench lineups. He plays with Pat. He plays with all these different players. So
this year, but your sample size is for his whole career, correct?
No. It's this year. It's not the whole career. It's this year.
So you're saying what is defensive rating? What does that even mean?
It's how much points you hold the other team to. Because remember that one stretch versus the Cavs in Philadelphia.
So it's the same thing as net rating.
No.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Net rating is how much points you're beating the other team by. Defensive rating is how much you're holding them to, and the offensive rating is like how much you're scoring. Okay,
so it's the same shit. It's just net rating, but on one side of the ball. So again, you're taking a sample size of this season. Yes.
Net rating and defensive rating and offensive rating over a big sample of sizes is actually a good stat to use. Over one game, context matters.
Based on what? On your opinion?
No, because it's a big sample size, so it's a lot of games. So
doesn't matter. But again,
the lineup argument doesn't make sense.
It doesn't matter if you're not telling me who the other four people are. That's what I'm trying to say.
My point is that it doesn't matter who the other four people is because he plays with a lot of other four people because it's a big sample size. It
absolutely matters. Are you out of your mind, dude? Of course it matters. I need to see when those numbers are good and who the other 4 people are, and when those numbers are not good and who those other 4 people are. I also need no, Desi. I also need to know who Pajemski specifically is defending for each individual possession. I need to know if maybe look, there is no context with that type of statistic. You need to know who the other people are. You need to know who Pajemski is defending. You need to know who the opponent itself is. Like that, there are so many holes in relying on that statistic to jump to a conclusion that a guy is a good defender. That is a very flawed stat, dude.
I'm not even trying to argue he's a good defender. I'm just trying to say he doesn't negatively impact our defense as you say it is. And I'll check the lineup.
Based on you're bullshit based on a stat that is incredibly flawed. So we're all watching the game here, Desi. Have you played yourself?
Yeah, I played basketball. No,
so you're sitting here telling me that if you were, let's say you were an NBA player and Brandon Pajemski is the other guy, and we're all seeing it with our own eyes, that every time other teams have the ball, they're attacking him time and time and again. You're sitting here telling me if you were an NBA player and Brandon Pajemski's defending you, you're not going to go after that every single time. You think he's staying in front of you? You think he's blocking your shot? You think he's picking your pocket? What world are you living in, dude? Like
it's
that.
The lineups that's making him like this. He's having to guard 2s and 3s. I agree with you on that point. But if he's guarding a 1, he's shown that like he's not as bad of a defender. He might get blown by, but he doesn't make defensive mistakes. That's the big part. He does. You could check the tape. He don't make defensive mistakes. He gets blown by because he's.
But that's not the point. The point is not mistakes. The point is you need an NBA body to play NBA games. He does not have an NBA body, man. He is someone who was drafted because he shot 43.8% in college and the 8.5 rebounds. And yeah, this year he's at 40%, and that's good. But we didn't know in college how bad his defense was. His defense is atrocious. If people can blow by you, Desi, you're not a good defender. It doesn't matter what the numbers tell you.
Blow by Steph, people could blow by Dre if you're a smaller guard. Like being blown by is not such a
nope. Strongly agree to disagree. Now you're saying Draymond. You're comparing Pajemski to Draymond Green.
If Draymond is trying to close out on a 3 and it's a guard, you think he can't get blown by?
Oh my god, dude, Desi, bro, are you in school?
All right, see, that's what I'm saying. You're just going to that point, but I don't even care. Do you think he should be DMP? Do you think he should be DMP?
It's a simple question, Desi. Are you going to school?
Because every time, like, I notice every time I make a good point or something like that.
It's not a good point. No, it's not a good point. You lack self-awareness, Desi. You severely lack self-awareness. If you're sitting in your parents' basement, wherever the F you're sitting, talking to me right now, you are out of your mind. You're lacking self-awareness if you think you're making good points.
And when you're in an argument, you don't have to talk about the other person's background and stuff.
Yes, you do. I'm going to mute your ass because you're literally espousing stupidity right now. Take a court case. Credibility matters.
The main point.
How do you establish credibility, Desi? You establish it with a track record of whatever you've done your whole life to lead up to that point. Education's a part of it. The fact that you're not educated tells me that you don't have critical thinking skills. If you think you have those regardless, where did you develop that from? Where did you get where did you learn the skill set to actually have a proper debate? Because you learned that in school. Where did you learn what logical fallacies are? And what setting were you in where that discourse could present a challenge to you, meaning pushback? That's what education means. Right now, you're at a point in life where your brain is not even fully developed yet. And case in point, you think statistics like defensive rating represent evidence. That's insane. You're not making good points. That's why the education part matters, man. So go to school, please. Jesus Christ. So maybe like you get some realization that, oh my God, everything I've been saying until this point has been wrong. Old Farm Craft. God damn it. I wasn't all in a good mood, but then you get dumbass Pajemski supporters, like morons who actually think this guy's being a positive for the team, coming into the chat. Old Farm, do you have something different, or are we going to continue this Pajemski discussion?
No. I agree. I'm pulling my hair out because it's the same thing over and over again. We start with a decent sized lineup. and we're staying in games or we're getting marginal leads, and then Kerr immediately goes to 4 guards and a center or 4 guards and Draymond, and our lead goes away, just disappears, evaporates. And we saw the same thing in the third quarter. How is Guy not just, he's the hot hand. Well, like, keep him in the game. He's playing well. Like, I don't understand. And it you know what? Maybe it's a good thing your mood has changed, because you had a pretty optimistic view of this game, Cy, and it's like,
I still do.
It's easy. Yeah.
I still do. And you know what?
I do
Steve
too.
Kerr even realized what I saw. Did you notice Podziemski did not finish the game?
Yes, thank God.
And people are still defending this guy.
2 games in a row. Yeah. 2 games in a
Brandon
row.
Podziemski should be at the end of the bench. If you actually care about the success of this team, Brandon Podziemski should be at the end of the bench.
100%.
10 minutes a game as your backup point guard, fine.
Yep.
But I say end of the bench because Pat Spencer is a better option than him.
100%.
It's crazy, dude. It is
one thing
crazy. Podziemski stands. These exist apparently. For a guy that averages 12 points a game, for a guy that cannot even get assists despite being called a connector, Podziemski tonight, he has an outlier of a good shooting night, 5 of 7 from deep. These were prayer shots that he needed to make up for an atrocious third quarter that he was a part of, where he nearly cost his team his game. And Podziemski, yes, he shot the ball good tonight. Great. He also only had 3 assists.
Yeah.
Why can he not get more assists than Jimmy Butler, who had 7? Draymond Green had 12. Stephen Curry had 4. Why are they getting more assists than you? Brandon Podziemski tonight was 4th on the team in minutes, but he can only get 3 assists? And you're suddenly like singing his praises because he's hitting miracle like prayer 3s? Those were not even easy shots. Those were prayers. And that's what you're clinging to? Get the hell out of here, man. Oh my God, dude.
You know that in the media that, 95-7 in the game and Lockdown Warriors and these adjacent fanboys are going to go, oh yeah, look at Pods, he had such a great game. And I think that there are Pod stands because, he's Kerr's guy, and the media, largely for the Warriors media, they're going to push Kerr's guy. So, it's not a surprise that you have these
crazy,
young, uneducated guys like Desiree. Like, bro, I certainly can concede that Post didn't have his best game, but he has a much more fundamental impact on defense than Pods does. And who does he come out with to start the third quarter last game over Post? Pods. Like, are we serious? At what point do we man, I'm just so sick and tired of telling, I'm watching the game with my wife and I'm so sick and tired of telling her, he can't be this stupid. So is he senile? What's going on? Also, hey, it was my comment about Mark Davis. I'm talking about the official. Dude, the last game was even worse. I'm watching Colin Sexton over here get the continuation foul, 3 steps before he even makes his layup, and Curry can't get that call. Also, is Mark Davis blind? What's going on? So
yeah, Stephen Curry, it is sad the lack of treatment. He's never gotten star treatment from the officials, but
we call it the Under Armour whistle. It's atrocious.
What do you think? It would be a fascinating case study to see what would happen if he did formally sign with Nike.
Yeah,
it really would be.
I don't think he should. So I actually did some digging, and what I heard is that actually the reason Curry didn't initially sign with Nike, besides them not giving him, probably a fair deal, they weren't going to allow him to write Bible verses on his shoes. And so he's like, well, I guess I'm going to go somewhere else. So it's just interesting. Nike, I don't know. They clearly have manipulated his whistle, the league being Nike run, essentially.
Yeah, it is.
And
money talks, man. Money sets the agenda. It sadly corrupts. And I've been saying this for years, that for all the folks, look, technically it is a conspiracy. but some conspiracies, damn, do they ring true? Like they're believable. Right. And this is one of them where the league is absolutely in the pocket with Nike, and the fact that Steph hasn't been a Nike guy, I think there is a validity to that concern. Agreed.
And Cy, it's not technically a conspiracy, because a conspiracy is something that's validated as true. It's just a theory, right? It's
no. Conspiracies are actually technically something that can't be proven.
Right. Well,
that's what a conspiracy is defined as. Like, you can't prove it, but it feels like it's obvious, right? But without the evidence,
you're correct. But no, actually, it's a theory of a conspiracy. So conspiracy theory, that's what can be proven.
There you go.
Because people did conspire to kill JFK, So
good call. What I mean? There you go. Conspiracy theory, yes.
And so it's like, dude, you're right. It's just a theory. It hasn't been proven on paper, but you're right. Money talks. Follow the money. Also, we can see with our own 2 eyes that Curry doesn't get anywhere near. Dude, role players get better whistles than he does, and I'm just sick of watching that, dude. So, yeah, I'll end with the. I have no faith that Curry is going to change, because he's so rigid, and he's so mechanical and like a robot with his rotations. So I just don't it's a toxic relationship. Like, we're just in a toxic relationship. We feel really good when we beat, terrible teams like Charlotte. They're not a great team. And we're excited because guys are playing well, as they should. Guy gets some minutes and he shines. But we know that the next game, who knows what's going to happen? Guy's probably going to get a DMP. And he's going to get a DMP because Kerr wants to roll out Pods, Moody, Gary, and Curry with Draymond. So right. I hope the new year turns a corner.
And look, I want to end with this note, like, with the exception of the Pajemski trolls that got me riled up there for a second. This was a very positive game. It was just Charlotte. I get it. The Hornets, they have promise, man. I finally realized what I was doing wrong with pronouncing Con Knippel's name. The way you pronounce his last name is funny. It's 2 or 3 syllables, but basically it's 2 words. It's ka, and that's not really words. It's a sound, but ka and then nipple.
Yeah.
So just clamp the nipple, but minus the clamp. It's just ka nipple.
That's pretty funny. And his brothers are better than he is. So that should be interesting over the next decade or so. He's got his youngest brother is like 6'10", and he shoots like Klay Thompson and can handle the ball. So you should check him out. I really hope. I know that people are saying the writing's on the wall. We're trading JK. I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. I hope they stick with JK. And obviously Kerr's not going anywhere anytime soon. But you hope that he can just, I don't know. Maybe he goes down with some back issues, and you don't want to wish ill on somebody, but it's like, dude,
who are you talking about?
Kerr. Maybe we get like a Luke Walton, Terry Stotts, you know what I mean? I don't want to wish ill on somebody, but it's like, dude, you just hope for a situation where JK has to be played, and then he can shine. It gets a nice long rope, like Pods always gets, and we see him excel. Yeah, exactly. My wife said, just give him some time so he can develop.
Yeah.
A coach who can let him play.
What are you cooking, man? You're making me hungry. What's Sunday?
I'm doing some shredded chicken. I'm going to saute it up in some barbecue sauce. And then we got some mac and cheese going on. Not craft. Yeah. It's fancy. It's TJ stuff. It's that good stuff. No, it's definitely. But yeah, man. Hey, good show as always, and
thank you, brother.
Let's hope things end on a real positive note for everybody. It was a good game. Curry, I'm just worried, dude. I'm worried if Curry keeps playing late into the fourth quarters that he's gonna sustain some kind of injury from overuse. And we just it's a win when Curry can sit in the fourth quarter and not play most of it. So let's go Dubs.
I love it. And again, I'm now realized your picture is of wood. It is not a jar of moonshine. Even though that's always what I see. And congratulations on marrying a good woman. Tell your wife congrats on marrying a good man. And yeah, this was a damn good win, dude. This was look,
Yeah.
and Chosen in our chat, who again, kudos for coming on the show the other night to defend Kerr. If Kerr plays the right people, I'm not going to criticize him. That's always been my critique. I've never criticized the scheme. You know, I don't want to say never, but you know, that's not a general argument. It's just the personnel. And
it's not anything personal.
To this, man. Just stop. Like the less Pajemski minutes, the better this team's going to look, man. I'm not. This is not hate on Pajemski. This is just not all NBA players are good. They're not.
Yeah, and
guys coming in and out. It's just how it works. And if you think Pajemski is a good player, again, I see the value as a point guard, but not when him and Steph are on the floor together. It gets ugly when those two are sharing minutes because defensively, you can't put that onus on Steph to suddenly be out there defending real basketball players, man. Like you need Steph to be your worst defender on the court at all times. Like that has to be.
And he's a good defender.
Like Steph should not be dealing with the pressure of defending legitimate basketball players. He needs that energy for the offensive side of the ball. And the moment him and Pajemski are on that floor together, teams are just feasting. And the same goes, I know GP2 is a player that people love defensively, but he's 6'2", man. I don't know how many buckets tonight involved players just literally backing him down and shooting over him. Like Brandon Miller was feasting on GP2. There's only so much your physical body can do. Like mechanics, fundamentals, all that stuff, it's irrelevant. And when the level is this elite, the NBA, you got to have physicality, you got to have physical talent, you got to have size, you got to have length. Are there exceptions like a John Stockton? Sure, but John Stockton was also as elite as it gets offensively. Pajemski is not as elite as it gets offensively, and he's slow-footed. He has a 6'4", 6'5" wingspan. It just doesn't work. I don't know what you need to see to believe otherwise, but it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Old Farm, thank you, brother. Happy New Year.
Of course. Happy New Year.
Beautiful. And Kev F brings up the fact that John Stockton also was a whiz at steals. I mean, was he a dirty-ass player? Yeah, but respect the effort, respect the grit. Maybe Pajemski should be a dirty player. And Tuck is asking, like, how do y'all hate on Pajemski every game? The minutes. And it's not hate. It's just he was fourth on the team in minutes tonight. He's third on the team in minutes this season. When a player is playing the bulk of the minutes and he's giving you 12 points a game, he's giving you below average defense. 3-point shooting tonight was great. Are we going to see it next game? Because the track record does not indicate that's the case. There is no consistency there. He also does not play make, meaning he does not create shots himself. He doesn't set his teammates up often either, as evident by the low assist numbers. He wouldn't get the criticism if he wasn't getting the minutes. If Will Richard was playing 28, 29, 30 minutes a night, and he was a defensive liability and inconsistent offensively, and he was technically a point guard, but he was only giving you 3 assists a game, he'd get criticism too. KKS, it was third. I said third. Did I say first? I hope I didn't say that. Sorry if I did. He's third in minutes on the season. He was fourth tonight. Oh, sorry. You're replying to someone else. OMG, it's Manny dropping $4.99 saying Pajemski runs around with the Happy New Year, by the way, Manny. Saying Pajemski runs around with the ball most of the shot clock, passes it at the end to avoid turnovers in his stats. Yeah, look, he's a low turnover guy, and I know Steve Kerr absolutely loves that, even though it's focusing on turnovers has never been a recipe for success with this team. But when you're not taking risks out there, that's why you're not getting turnovers. And playmaking requires risk. Playmaking is what leads to points. You need points to win. Pajemski does not give you points. That's the bottom line. You need points to win basketball games. He doesn't give you points consistently. He doesn't play good defense. Why do you keep defending him? I don't get it. other than what Harmonies writes, which is that the favoritism for Podziemski comes from Steve Kerr. But again, tonight, Steve Kerr, those fourth quarter minutes. I'm going to look at this again. This is how we're going to end the year. Me praising Steve Kerr. Because he played Podziemski a relatively low 4 minutes and 45 seconds in that fourth quarter. He did not close the game with Podziemski. That's huge. And the Warriors closed this game with a win. Huge. Aim assist. I haven't heard from you in a while, man. Good to hear. Good to Happy New Year.
Was good, Si?
It was a good Warriors win. That's what's good. How about, did you feel the same way or no? How are you feeling about your Golden State Warriors?
It was decent. I've seen my favorite players, but we got torched by the dude we could have drafted. So, I mean, that feels some type of way, But
are you talking about LaMelo?
Yep. Well, yeah, those stats were hella bad. Like I had someone before tell me Zach LaVine was an elite defender on some sort of stat, but I mean, like that stat is like hella flawed because of what you said. Like it doesn't account who you're on the floor with. It doesn't account for the fact that Pods guards the worst player on the floor every night. He gets blown by constantly. I don't agree with the Well, actually, I do agree. Like, if you think Pods is like not a negative defender, you're just dumb as shit. So, I mean.
Well, the whole point, and the reason why Desi just frustrated me so much is because just if you're gonna just be real, just if you're gonna come on the show, at least be on the same plane of reality that we're all living in, and don't try to defend a guy with stats that just are not empirical. These are not statistics that represent objectivity. Like, these are not statistics that tell a real story. They're not. These are stats that you can absolutely create a narrative from them to support a guy you like. That's the only value that you get from that, man. And he's just doubling down saying, like, you don't get it. It's like, are you kidding me, man? Anyways, Aim, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then when, Pods did decent, offensively, but, when I'm looking recently, I'm like, okay, he's shooting well, but, I'm looking at guards like AJ Mitchell who get, 3 less minutes to him, and they're, 10 times better, and they have a way bigger impact, and somehow, a player like...
We lost you. Are you there? Aim.
Wait, my bad. My mic cut out. But, yeah, you got players like AJ Mitchell that average more assists than Pods somehow, and they're score first players off the bench.
AJ Mitchell could be a real basketball player in this game someday.
He could. Then it's I don't get the Podziemski's. I've never seen Glaze on a player averaging 12 points like this. That's elite Glaze.
Crazy.
I can't think of any other team he would average 20 minutes on. Can you think of one?
No, and that's an excellent point. There are so many players on this team who would never get a run on the other 29 squads, and Podziemski's the poster child for that. GP2 is another one too. And again, I know he's a popular player, and I know he at least brings value defensively to this team. But GP2, if the Warriors didn't sign him, he would no longer be in the NBA. That's like a sad fact, and I don't get his minutes either, man. Sometimes that kind of surprised me, but I don't dislike it. I don't think it hurts the team GP2 playing nearly as much as Podziemski, because again, Podziemski can't play defense. And it's not like he's doing something wrong thing. It's just a dude. He's a slow-footed, average built by NBA standards guy who just can't do it. It's just he can't stay in front of guys. Yeah, I couldn't handle it. Are you still there? Did I lose you? Oh no, yeah, I couldn't handle it when he was trying to compare Podziemski to Steph and Dre. It's like, you're that's what Desi was doing. He was like, well, Dre lets people blow by him sometimes. What? When? Maybe it happens a possession here and there, but you're talking about one of the greatest defensive players ever, and you're comparing him to Podziemski. Or you're comparing Steph, one of, if not the greatest offensive players ever, and you're comparing their defense. What are you doing here, man? What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not Pod's hate. Like he's not good, bro. Like with the minutes he gets, like what do you think the stats he should put up with the minutes he gets realistically? I think he should put up at least like 16 to at least 16 with like 4 assists or something. Like 12 points on 3 assists in 28 minutes. And y'all are like praising that? Like, are we serious? 28 minutes and you get 12 points and only 4 assists.
And yeah, well, so closer to 3. I think isn't it like 3 point something? I don't think.
Oh yeah, it's 3.2. Yeah, it's 3.2.
3.2. Like, so say 3. It's far
like
it's more
3
accurate.
assists. Like, and they're praising that. Like, I really don't get it. But
I don't get it. But again, like what I was not expecting people to come in here and make that a thing, right? Like I was feeling good about this game, but and a huge reason for it was, dude, the way they finished the first half. Like what I saw with, like, first of all, the Hornets are on the verge of being a very good team, man. They got some talent there. They're not there yet, but they're on the verge, man. Knipple. Now that I know how to say that, and that also explains why so many people love to say his name, Knipple. It's because it's Nipple. It's a fun name to say. Anyways, but dude, what I saw at the end of that first half in a game that was fast paced. Again, my TV screen couldn't keep up with the movement. I was like blown away just by that. But the guys on the Warriors supporting that veteran core, man, to end the close that first half, like we saw something special. It was the first time I felt really good about this team, honestly, since the Kuminga DNPs, man. And to see the Warriors close with Will Richard and Guy Santos surrounding that veteran core and the team playing the way they did, ball movement was crisp. Shots were going up before the defense knew how to react. And then the Warriors defense was sharp. I mean, talk about like on the ball attack mode. Like I loved it. I absolutely loved what I saw from this Warriors team to close that first half. And they almost replicated it at the end of the game. I think DeAnthony Melton was getting minutes instead of Guy Santos, but Guy got his minutes too in the fourth quarter. I'm excited, man. How are you feeling about that? Am I the only one being excited about that?
Yeah, I feel you. No, I feel you. I get what you're saying for sure, but I do want to emphasize, like, if this game didn't show, like, we need some more rim protection. Like, we desperately need like rim protection. Like that was way too easy for them to drive into the paint. And honestly, if we gotta trade Moses Moody, inconsistent offensively, like if we gotta trade him for a center, I'm not mad. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, that's all I have to say today. Happy New Year, Si.
Happy New Year, brother. Love the picture. Love the mic drop. Always awesome. Mertzy, welcome to the show. Are you new? Your handle does not sound familiar.
Who's that camera? I don't know what to do with it.
How's it going?
I love you.
I love you too. What do we think Mertzy's doing right now? I feel like Mertzy just said goodbye to his loved one.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
No, you're good. You're good.
You got me at a really bad time there.
I was following along and it was fun. How are you doing, Mertzy? I feel like your handle is new. Yeah.
I apologize. I just got
You're
home.
good. You're good, man. That was entertaining. What's up?
Here, give me 1 second. Let me mute my TV.
I'll give you 1 second. Take your time. As Mertzy settles down, let me send the link to Chardol on that note. Should bring our closer on for the final show of 2025. We'll do a
All
quick.
right, I'm good now.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I don't even know what I want to start with, to be honest with you. I ain't going to talk about pods and all that stuff because there's a lot of things I agree with you on it. So
let's start with this. Just let's have some fun here for a second. What do you not agree with? Like, what do you like about Podziemski?
I think he does things that most of the players on the team do not. And I think it's basically there's certain reads that I see him make, because I'll put it this way. I watch players that do a lot of stupid shit that piss me off, because when I don't like a player, I look for things to continue to dislike them or look for things to make me like them more. I personally, I don't.
And this is where I hope people like who call me a Pods hater understand how ridiculous of an accusation that is. I don't hate the man. I actually agree with everything you're saying. He doesn't do shit out there that necessarily frustrates me. He's not making mistakes out there. He's just limited.
He is limited defensively. Fully agreed.
That's my take on it. It's just that, like, he's not doing anything wrong out there per se. He's just a mid basketball player, man. It's just, and look, I actually like his minutes when he's the point guard. Like, I'll never forget that game early in the season. I don't know if you agree with me, Marcy, when the Warriors played the Kings and they benched Steph, Dre, and Jimmy. So the young unit was out there, and this was one of the last days where Kuminga still was getting full faith, and Podziemski was the starting point guard on that team. When he's playing that role, I don't hate his minutes. Like, give him 30 minutes if he's running the point. He actually got assist numbers. And he was surrounded by 4 athletic players who so even if in other words, like, the team can survive, I think, if he is the lone defensive liability out there, right? Like, if you're surrounding Podziemski with 4 dudes who are athletic, who have decent wingspans, who don't make mental errors defensively, you're going to be okay. You can survive. But the way he's used with this iteration of the Warriors, where he's playing the 2 and he's out there with Steph, that is not a recipe for success. Just because you got to put your perspective, you got to think about how other teams are looking at the Warriors. And when they see the Warriors and it's Steph and Podziemski out there together, all they are seeing is a big ass fat plate of prime rib, and they're looking for a fork and knife. Like, that's what they're seeing, man. They're seeing chicken. They're seeing chicken wings out there. They're just seeing lunch. It is an easy defense to attack. That's my point. And apparently some people think that he should be out there playing with Steph, which is outrageous, I think. But sorry, Bertzi, for dominating. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just having a good time. But some of that I agree with, some of it don't. I do agree that those two together, the defense is just, it's easy for as exactly as I said, it's easy for the other teams to attack when those two are out there, and those two are your main because they are the point of attack of defenders most of the time when it's those two. One thing I disagree with, I don't really like the ball in Pod's hands all that much if any of the 3 of Steph, Jimmy, or Draymond are on the court. You're right. If he has multiple defenders around him, like I think it was the Brooklyn game, it was the bench unit, so it was Pods, Melton, Jimmy, I think it was Gee and TJD, I think, if I'm remembering that right. And they went on that run a couple times in that game. That was good, but it was because Pods wasn't handling the ball. Pods can make reads off ball, but this is where his whole minutes thing comes into play, and he doesn't need to be playing over 20 a game. I think 15 probably max.
That would be the sweet, 10 to 15 would be the sweet spot for him.
Because
all the non-Steph minutes is where I would play Podziemski, but that's just me. You said it countless times. He does not play make, and he doesn't play make with the ball. He doesn't really play make ever when he's holding the ball with the other guys, and that's why I think Melton's been handling it more, and Jimmy should be handling it more. That's why he never really gets the assists. Like, I know you brought up the Kings game, but that was he had to be the primary ball player that time. They had no other choice. He's bad at that. I really don't. I always pay attention to when players are interviewed, excuse me, and they're asked, what position do you see yourself as, right? And like Draymond Green, for example, emphatically believes he's a 4, not a 5. He happily sucks it up and plays the 5 at times. And he also, part of his frustration recently was because of all the minutes he's logging at the 5 and all the physical strain is putting on him, but he thinks he's a 4, right? Brandon Podziemski thinks he's a 1. He sees himself as a point guard. And I get it. I see that. Steve Kerr is often forcing things. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Podziemski and GP2, they just go so all out when it comes to setting screens for Steph. Like, their entire agenda when they're out there is making life easier for Steph, setting him up for success. And that's Steve Kerr's priority more than anything else, is just preserving Stephen Curry and making him look good. And Kerr believes that even now in 2025, the last day of it going on 2026, that the Warriors are most successful with Stephen Curry as the sun. I don't push back on that necessarily, but I do think with Steph turning 38 in 2 months, you got to make some adjustments. Like he can't, he's a fading sun, right? Like you're going to have to get a second star system in there to balance things out. And Podziemski just should not be out there with him, man. I just don't. And look, tonight, again, those fourth quarter minutes, like Will Richard is a real basketball player. I love Will Richard. Props to Mike Dunleavy Jr. You nailed it with that pick. I like Trace Jackson Davis getting minutes. I love Guy Santos. I love Guy. I'm still waiting for someone to give me a good reason why he should not be getting more minutes. Like what has been put into folks' minds that makes you believe that Guy Santos deserves to play less than Brandon Podziemski? Can you answer that?
I got nothing for you because I also like Guy Santos. So why
should Podziemski play more than Guy Santos? What's the answer to that? David Mazerit is saying Guy is a foul magnet, meaning what? Like that he commits too many fouls?
He picks up some dumb ones every once in a while, but it's not like he's picking up
zero tonight.
Fouls in a row.
He had 0 tonight. That's not a trend.
Exactly.
And if you're referring to him like drawing fouls to go to the free throw line, that's a positive.
Like I don't disagree with you. I think Guy should play more because this team needs size, and Guy brings just as much energy as Pods does. I would argue more most of the time. I love watching Guy go get a rebound because he almost never fails. If Guy's coming from outside, he almost always gets that rebound or at least touches the ball.
It's exciting.
And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
But I do love Will Richard, though, and I have very much so enjoyed watching him and Melton play together lately. Just because it feels like they always know what the other one's going to do on defense. So then, like, they had that one tippy-tap steal right above the three-point line. I can't remember who was handling the ball, but it was just like they do it. They've done it once per game at least every time they've played together so far. I'll tell you my biggest, or one of my more annoyed things. It's the crunch time offense. Drives me crazy every game. And like, yes, tonight it worked, but are we really going to sit here and be really happy that they managed to escape with the win against the Hornets? Like the crunch time offense, I love Steph, and I've learned to appreciate Dre a lot more and more, but the defense knows what they're doing every single time. And it leads to just Steph having to take a shot that sometimes he makes, sometimes he doesn't. But you can't get mad at Steph because he's forced into taking a hard shot. And I can't understand why they don't run the Jimmy and Steph two-man game more often in late games.
Ooh. Well, because that goes against the motion offense because they're not a pick and roll team when Steph's out there. It sucks, but that's the sad answer. Penny Tomlinson in our chat, by the way, bringing up this stat. Moses Moody comparing to Brandon Podziemski. And side note, they're about 6 months apart in age. Moody's slightly older. Moody's averaging 25 minutes, Podziemski 27. Moody's putting up an 11-3-2 to Podziemski 12-5-3. So basically their numbers are almost identical, except one actually can play defense. That's what it comes down to, essentially. Yeah. One can is not a liability defensively, and one is. So that's your difference. Good stat, Penny. And then Latasha in her chat. I saw something that was interesting, even though she keeps coming at me saying I'm a hater, which is not true. It's just sports. If you want to call it sports hate, even then it's not sports hate. Like if we're gonna talk sports hate, Kiki Vandeweghe. He's the guy responsible for suspending Draymond Green in Game 5 of the 2016 NBA Finals. I sports hate him for doing that because the Warriors would have been repeat champions, and that 73-win season would have resulted in a title if Draymond Green is not suspended in that series, and that is entirely a Kiki Vandeweghe thing. So I sports hate him. But hate's a strong word, man. It's sports. If you want to show where just everyone's being, getting positive treatment, I mean, this. What is there even a show that does that? I guess there are, but those are boring ass shows. I guess that's modern media for you, is because I grew up in an era where people were not afraid to talk shit. Their authenticity was valued. Like people weren't afraid. There just wasn't fear in the voices of media. Like if you were in the media, you played this game to just be straight with people, man. And nowadays it's just, there's far more like self-preservation. Like, well, if I say this, I might offend people. And if I offend enough people, they might cancel me. Like that is such the wrong way to do this. It's not, the goal is to be informative and entertaining. That is the formula for success with any of these programs. How can it be informative if you're not being authentic? How can it be entertaining if you're just being two-faced to your audience? I don't get any of that. I don't play that game. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Bertie. What anything else you want to add? Or anything I'm saying that you don't agree with? It's okay.
Nothing right there. I didn't really agree with anything, or I didn't disagree with anything. Trying to think if there was anything else that bugged me from today's game, but
what are your plans for New Year's Eve tonight?
oh, me and my wife are going over to my parents and a couple of our friends for just a game night. Game night in. Should be a good time.
Did you ever see that movie with Jason Bateman?
Literally just watched it the other day when we were at my wife's mom's house for Christmas.
What was your take? Are your game nights like that minus all the craziness?
I mean, nah, we don't get that into it. I probably do. I'm a little bit competitive, but that's just me.
What are the games?
I don't know. We try to get my wife loves games, so we usually end up buying a new game almost every time we go to the store.
Oh wow! So what's the trendy one now, man? I used to be a huge board game guy.
This one's not a board game, although I love playing Monopoly. No one else likes playing Monopoly apparently, but I do. This game we just got. What's that?
So Monopoly's awesome, man. Like
I love playing Monopoly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. What's the new one?
New game is called You Can't Say It's kind of like charades, but there's certain rules and you get added new rules. I don't know. It's kind of fun. Makes for a good time. We're pretty good about making it into a drinking game at some point.
We'll keep it going. And again, Latasha, like again, if Kuminga got the minutes and he was a liability, I'd be criticizing him. You know, it's just it's the fact that he never plays and people still hate on him. Or still, let me rephrase that. It's because he doesn't play and people still criticize him. And the fact that he doesn't get minutes and you still criticize him. That's why I call it hate. If Brandon Pajemski was getting the treatment Kuminga was, and I was spending time talking about Pajemski still, call me a hater. All right? The opportunities or lack thereof matter in this. Pajemski's getting all the opportunities in the world. Kuminga's been DNP'd for what, like 12 of the last 13 games or something like that? Like, context matters in that regard. Anyways, Marty, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
And have fun in game night. Come back. So where in the world are you?
Take just a guess. I'm in the States, but I want to see just a random guess. We'll go with Central North.
Okay, I'm glad you gave me a hint because your accent does not give any region away. Central North, Illinois?
No, South Dakota.
I love South Dakota. I really do. What makes someone from South Dakota interested in the Warriors?
I am a Jimmy Butler fan. I've been a Jimmy Butler fan since he played for Chicago.
I love Jimmy Butler. Are you happy with the way he's being utilized with the Warriors?
It's a good question.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with no. Yes, okay. Yes, and no. Yes and no. There's times, and some of the whole passive stuff is on Jimmy. Like it fully is. He's been doing it for years. He's not aggressive as much as I think he should be. And maybe that's just me because I know I've seen him do a lot more. Not that he's been playing, but he has been very consistent this year. I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. He has been. He's right around 20 points every game. But
isn't that what he's always done? Like I haven't. I guess I should pull up his career numbers. But hasn't he always been like this?
He's pretty much always been right around. Yes, he's pretty much always been right around 20
So
points.
Jimmy Butler, just to give some context, this season he's averaging 19.7 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 4.9 assists, shooting an absurd 41.7% from three. Side note, most of those are borderline Hail Marys. Like, I feel like he's always putting those up at the end of his shot clock, in a desperation.
Yeah, he has. You're right. It's funny.
They go in. It's and they're like line drive shots. Like, I never see arc with them. But the form is beautiful. It's just the whole thing's funky and I love it. On it, but to give people context for Jimmy Butler, again, 19.7 points on the season. Career-wise, he averages 18.3. He's actually above his career numbers. He averages in his career, he grabs 5.4 rebounds a game, 5.6 this year. For his career, 4.4 assists per game, 4.9 this year. Career, 18.3 points per game. This year, 19.7. Career, 47.3% field goal percentage. This season, 51.6. Career, 33.1% from deep. This year, 41.7. Career, 84.4% from the free throw line. This year, 86.0. In nearly every measurable, and turnovers, career, 1.6 turnovers per game. This season, 1.6. So even in the negative stat, he's even, and everything else, he's up. And so I think he's doing fine, man. I love Jimmy Butler personally.
I think he's doing great too. I think the Steph Jimmy thing has worked great most of the time. Jimmy's fourth quarter stats this year drive me insane.
Oh,
and it's because he never gets to control the ball ever when it gets to the fourth quarter, because he sits that first 4 minutes, okay, and then usually Steph or Draymond stays in. Sometimes they both come out, sometimes they don't, and then if they both go out, they come back in around the 4 minute mark. I think I'm remembering that correctly. But for some reason, when he gets back in, and I know you've been looking at Ernie the Man's tweets lately.
Yeah.
Who is
that dude? Do you know?
He's been around on the Jimmy cycle for Twitter for years, and he's one of his very close friends.
How did they meet? Do you know what the story is there? Like, how did those two connect?
I have no idea on that part. I don't know if either one of them have ever mentioned it. I mean, I keep track of Jimmy pretty decently, and I usually see most of his interviews, but I don't know how they met, honestly.
You're right. That Ernie is look. You even look at his pictures, at Jimmy Butler pictures, and when you get a picture where someone else is taking the photo and it's not a selfie, Ernie's always in it. He rolls everywhere with Jimmy, like they're clearly best friends, which is why every time Ernie tweets something, my attention is focused. Like I take those words seriously, and to a certain extent as an extension of how Jimmy Butler is feeling about things. To tell me if you agree or disagree with this. And this to me represents why I think Steve Kerr deserves criticism this season, regardless of whether or not you agree or disagree. But Jimmy loves Kuminga. He took him under his wing. I don't think there's, even though nothing's been being said.
I have a theory. I have one theory on that.
Go for it.
I think he loves it. I think the reason he likes Kuminga so much is Kuminga could just make everything easier for Jimmy.
No shit. Yeah.
Like he would make things so much easier, because Kuminga does do a lot of similar things that Jimmy does. Like, no one can really deny that. He rebounds, he works down low. Like, that's what he does. And Kuminga has also gotten better at cutting off ball. And I remember seeing, especially early season, Jimmy found Kuminga on multiple cuts and back-to-back games. I do not love Kuminga. I will be honest. He's not my favorite player. But I do think he would thrive if he got, as you love to talk about, minutes in ball control, because that's what he needs. I think he would do a lot better. I am a fan of trading Kuminga because I don't see Kerr playing him. I also don't see Kerr getting fired. I'm also a fan of getting rid of Pods because I hate watching Pods shoot that stupid little running mid-range float shot. Oh, I hate it so much. It never goes in the basket.
Well, what I was going to say, and those are great takes. What I was going to add to that is there's been a lot of focus lately on Jimmy Butler basically leading the second unit, and the fact, and Steve Kerr referenced this recently in one of his press conferences, that when Steph is off the floor and Jimmy's on it, and Jimmy's essentially leading a second unit, he's doing okay. Like he's doing a good job carrying that second unit, especially when that second unit is not a bunch of hobbits and it's actually like Will Richard types and Guy Santos types. Like, you're seeing a lot of success there. It breaks my heart that Kuminga is not part of that unit, because imagine if Jimmy, like, fine, keep Kuminga off the floor when Steph's on it, because that seems to be what drives Kerr the most crazy. But why not have Kuminga on the floor with Jimmy and have those two essentially be a two-headed monster, surround those two with complementary pieces, and let them be your second unit? I mean, Jimmy can start, but the ways Kerr is running these rotations, even though Jimmy starts, Jimmy's also the anchor for the backups. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's like, how much, if production's the goal here, if winning's the goal here, how is that not a winning formula? But Kerr, yeah. Anyways, have a happy New Year.
You to you as well. I appreciate you letting me come.
Before you go, you brought up South Dakota. Where in South Dakota are you? Is that too personal?
If you know where Sioux Falls is, I know
exactly where Sioux Falls is.
Yeah.
So South Dakota is where Mount Rushmore is.
Yep.
And
6 hours from where I am.
Oh, good. Yeah, exactly. And the Black Hills National Forest is one of the most, which is where Mount Rushmore is located, is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Is South Dakota also where Deadwood is?
South Dakota is where Deadwood is. Deadwood's only about a half hour from Mount Rushmore.
And if you ever watch the TV show Deadwood, it's literally based on the town that's in South Dakota. All the bars in that town let my dog come in with me, so I had the time of my life, just getting hammered drunk in Deadwood, South Dakota, and as part of a cross country road trip. South Dakota is beautiful, man. It's amazing country. Congrats on being out there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully I get back on here sometime soon.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. Nice to meet you, Mertzy.
All right, nice to talk to you. Yep, bye.
Happy New Year. And that was Mertzy joining us from South Dakota. The handle here says, let's have a civil argument. How are you doing? Let's have a civil argument. If you're there. Oh, we lost them. Okay. Charlotte, I'm going to bring you on in just 1 second to close this thing out. I want to quickly, let's see if one of my new favorite YouTube account, Basket Man, and I say that because he publishes like pre and post game press conferences from nearly every team. And I'm curious to see if he did not pick up the slack today. Oh, Basket Man took New Year's Eve off. Let's see if the Warriors posted any press conferences real fast. Let's see. Where is the Golden State Warriors YouTube account? Where are you, Warriors? There you are. Oh, they actually did the Warriors came through. Okay, so the Warriors, let's hear from Guy Santos after this game. Why not? Our FanDuel player of the game, Guy Santos, wrapping up the year 2025 with a fantastic performance. And let's hear from him. And then we'll bring Charlotte on and do the scoreboard and wrap things up. Golden Dazer, Tracy McKendall saying, I think Anthony Davis will be a disaster. It might. I mean, look, I know it was just the Hornets, but if Kerr sticks to this adjustment where Podziemski is getting less minutes, Will Richards a bigger role, Guy Santos is more heavily involved, who knows if a trade even happens. OMG, did I already play this one? Oh, I did already. Okay, so I got all the chats. Oh, no, did I get this one? No, wait. Well, I can't remember if I did, OMG Manny, but I'll play it again if you already said this. Dropping $4.99. Thank you, sir. Happy New Year, Manny. Saying Podziemski runs around with the ball most of the shot clock and passes at the end to avoid turnovers in his stats. Yeah, and Yeah, that's good call. I'll leave that up for a second so people can see it while we listen to Guy Santos. The Brazilian blur. That was Leandro Barbosa's name, but speed and athleticism, a Brazilian thing. I'm noticing a theme here. And here is Guy Santos. One more time, his box score tonight for the player of the game in just 16 minutes and 50 seconds, 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from deep, 13 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, second on the team in net rating with a plus 15 behind Draymond Green's plus 18. Here is the Brazilian wonder, Guy Santos. Guy for 3.
Guy, what was working in that second quarter? You come in, play 9 minutes, hit 3 threes, and grab some offensive rebounds. What was working for you?
Man, it's just that there's just a day that you feel good, you know. Even the first shot, when I shot it, the ball was rubbing around the rim and just going in. So there's days that you feel great. My body was feeling great. I was just trying to, always, just bring energy, going crashing offensive boards. And in days that the ball goes in more, like today, just everything goes naturally, you know. Just go there and play basketball.
So you bring a lot of spirit to the game and stuff like that. What is your favorite aspect of it? I mean, is it just because you celebrate everything nicely?
So, like you said, I think the way that I play, the spirit that I bring to the game is always because where I came from, you know, we know we love to play like that. For us to make to the NBA so hard. So when we got here, we know that it's even harder to keep ourselves in the NBA. So what we do is just play hard. You could see all the Brazilians that play in the league. They all, most part of them, they all know because they were really hard working and hard playing players. So I think that's what make me bring that type of spirit to the game.
Joga Bonito?
Joga Bonito, yes.
Have you had contact with the national team?
Yes. Last summer, I in 2024, I played for the Olympics with them. The year before, I played the World Cup. So it's always a pleasure for me to play for the national team.
Obrigado.
De nada.
Guy, what helps you stay ready? Just with your role shifting sometimes.
Just my mentality, you know, the hard working is always there. I'm always working. I'm always doing the stuff that I have to do to my body to be ready, to my game to be ready. So just the mental, I just work a lot on that. I just always stay ready. Doesn't matter if it's in the first quarter or in the last quarter. It's still myself ready for the whole game. And when you step in there, you got to wake up your body. You got to jump in the balls. I had one today. The ball was almost out of bounds, but I keep believing to the end of the play. You know, if I cannot get the ball, I'm still thinking that I can get the ball. So I'm going to go to the end with that.
You guys have won 5 of 6. Offense is improving. What are you noticing on that end of the floor?
So I think we a little bit more connected, you know. We have an emphasis to still giving the ball to Jimmy, you know, Steph, Dre. That is the guys that run the offense more. And when they have the ball in their hands, every time that something great happens. So that's the goal. We're still thinking about that. You see, even with when Steph doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's just running around and just setting screen, and everybody's worried about him, the gravity that he has. So. And we are wide open because of that, you know, so it's all connected.
Hello, Guy. Last year, 2025, you got more chance play on the court as a Warriors player. What's that years mean to you?
So 2025 was a great year for me. A lot of things special happened in my personal life, but great stuff's happened in my basketball life too. So I'm very glad of this year. I'm very glad to be part of this organization. And like I said, Warriors is not a team. It's kind of like a family. So it's always great for me be around here, be around players like Steph, Draymond, Jimmy, all the young players too. You know, because like I said, we're a family. We know we keep each other together, and even when the things is not going well, we're there for each other. When the things is going well, we're there for each other too. So I think that's the spirit, and also like that's the great part of the 2025 for me, for sure.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that was Raymond Ritter saying thank you. The incredible, indelible, delightful head of PR for the Golden State Warriors, Raymond Ritter. And that was also the delightful Guy Santos. Lorenzo Marshall in the chat bringing up that the Warriors' next game, which will be next year. When is the next game? So the Warriors, today's Wednesday. Okay, so they're back a day after tomorrow. They have a back-to-back at home against, sorry, when I'm looking at my phone, it's because I'm looking at the schedule. So they play OKC Friday. They play Utah Saturday. Those are both big athletic teams. Ooh, what a test. I know Utah is not that good, but their size can still give the Warriors some problems. Way back at the beginning of the show, I was bringing up like the fact that the Warriors are going to have, I think, 11 straight in California. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 11. 10 of the next 11 are at Chase Center. The one break will be after the Utah game. Next Tuesday, the Warriors will be in LA to play a Clippers team that is suddenly looking good, largely because Kawhi Leonard's healthy. And he's looking good. He's looking like his old self. We shall see. That's 2 days away. We'll focus on 2026 when we get there. Agreed, John Holmes, that DeAnthony Melton's defense is very elite. The moment that shot starts falling for him on a consistent basis, and it will, I assure you of that, it's really going to make justifying Podziemski's minutes not look justifiable. Shardall, Happy New Year. How are you doing, buddy?
Happy, hi, Cy. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. You make some great content and videos on the platform. As the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
Who did the Warriors play today?
They played the Lakers.
Hi, Cy. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. You make some great content and videos on the platform. As the Golden State Warriors take down the Charlotte Hornets 132-125. What were your thoughts on the win over Charlotte?
I felt good about it because what the team closed with at the end of the first half, what the team closed with at the end of this game represented what they should be doing. And tonight, look, I know it's just the Hornets, but even without Kuminga, I felt some hope after today's game because when they play the best players, they look like a damn good team.
I mean, like,
are you just waking up?
This was not the sexiest game in my opinion, but a win is a win. I'll take whatever comes my way. If it's a 1-point win or a 2-point win or a 3-point win, win is a win. That's really what it matters, what it boils down to.
True, Shardall, that you were on with 95.7 The Game about 20 minutes ago?
I was on 95.7 The Game with Mark Grandy. I called in.
What'd you say?
I just talked about the game, and I love calling into 95.7 The Game, the Warriors flagship radio station.
When you first called in, did you say to Mark, who did the Warriors play?
I didn't say that.
Do you remember now who they played?
I remember.
Who?
Charlotte.
Yes, the Charlotte Hornets. Very good. Do you want to go around the scoreboard tonight, Shardall? Wait. Hold on. See, you're sleepy. This is early for you. I'm getting to know you very well. You did not even notice that we didn't play your open.
Stay at home, son.
Yeah, so people can follow.
I really love that you play my open, because you make me. That's an absolute honor for you to make a special opening for me to bring me onto the show.
It's just an honor. You're funny, bud. You bring spice to life. I respect.
I bring spice to the show.
You do. You bring an entertainment variable that no one can replicate. You're one of one, brother. You really are. You want to go through the scores together?
I want to go through the scores together. So we're gonna be staying at the for one night at the Stratosphere.
Are you there now?
No, we're checking in at 4.
Where are you right now?
I'm in an Airbnb.
In what city? Still in Vegas?
Still in Vegas.
Okay, gotcha. So you started your trip with an Airbnb, and then you're going to migrate to the Stratosphere today. Why are you doing that? Why not just make the whole trip in one place?
Because we're spending New Year's Eve at the Strat.
But okay, but was it like? But why not spend last night at the Strat?
But we were here at the Airbnb, so
I know. Why do the Airbnb is what I'm asking.
Because we're just staying here, and then we're gonna be staying one night at the Strat, and then we're gonna come back here.
Gotcha. This is where I love your life, Chardal. You are the stay-at-home son. You just let the parents plan shit out. You're just along for the ride.
Stay-at-home son.
We're in the danger zone every time. Chardal, I love you, man. So
I love you too. I mean, like you make the show very entertaining, and I really like I really like what you make about the show.
I'm right back at you, buddy. You ready to go through some? What was Mark Grondy saying on the 95.7 broadcast? Was he praising Brandon Pajemski?
He wasn't praising Brandon Pajemski.
I'm kidding. Well, but what were they saying? Like who were they giving love to?
Sai, why do you have to always get under my skin?
How is this getting under your skin?
No, but I don't. He didn't say anything about Brandon Pajemski.
Okay, well, why are you getting so sensitive? If I'm asking you what was talked about in the game,
I'm not getting sensitive.
Well, you just said I just got under your skin. Why did
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm curious to know what the opposition's saying. That's
I'm
all.
sorry for.
Fine. You're fine, Chardal. Chardal. Just do not take offense to this. I take
offense to many things that people tell me. I take offense to them.
Okay, so great. So then I could ask you this clear with a clear conscience.
With a clear conscience.
What were they talking about on 95.7 The Game when you were on there?
They were just talking about that Steph Curry had a good game. He had 26 points. Stephen Curry's family was in attendance in Charlotte. Aisha Curry, Del Curry, Ryan and Riley Curry, Sonia Curry. Seth Curry was not playing, but I bet he was in attendance watching his brother play because he was out with the injury. What are your thoughts on Seth Curry?
Well, he's hurt, so I don't have much thought now. When he comes back, I hope he plays. I'm still in shock that Steph and Seth have not played a possession together yet.
Sai, if I was playing on the Golden State Warriors, what position would you like me to play? If I was on the Warriors team, what position would you like me to play? Center, point guard? What do you want me to play?
Center.
In real life, like if I was really on the actual Warriors team.
I would have you be the center, and your goal would be to pick up 5 fouls the dirtiest way imaginable. I'd want you out there hurting people and picking up 5 fouls. What
will be my number? What number would I wear?
Whatever you want. What number? What's your favorite number?
Would 00 be a good number?
Isn't that what GP2 is?
How about number 40? Harrison Barnes doesn't have that number. I could be number 40.
You could be. If you like that number, it's all yours.
I like 40.
40 it is. You ready to go through the scores?
Let's go over the scoreboard and let's wrap up the show for today.
For the year, right?
Let's get to the scoreboard and wrap up the show for the year.
Hell yeah.
Let's end 2025 on a good note, and let's head on into 2026.
Hell yeah, dude. The Cleveland Cavaliers looks like they might have figured out whatever was the malaise with them, because they've been looking better recently, and they're about to there's still 8 minutes left in this game, but they currently lead 107-94, 110-94, hosting the Phoenix Suns. The Cavaliers looking to improve to 19-16. The Suns, this is helpful for the Warriors, are on the verge of dropping to 19-14. What are your thoughts on the Cavaliers? Why do you think they've been bad so long this season? And do you think that the return of Jared Allen is what's changed things for them? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers used to be like a really bad team to begin with, but after getting Jared Allen, they are slowly becoming a really good organization right now. With all these players on the Cavs that they have right now on their roster, they're actually a really good team. They're actually surprising people that would never expect it out people that the Cleveland Cavaliers will be so great.
Yeah, maybe they're not great. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're winning tonight. And stay tuned for that. One final besides the Warriors game, we could report the Atlanta Hawks. This result also helping the Golden State Warriors, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 126-102. The final there, the Hawks improved to 16-19. That win at home. Minnesota on the road after losing this game drops to 21-13. Anthony Edwards 30 points. Jalen Johnson, who's emerging as a real basketball player, 34 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists in the win. Again, Minnesota drops to 21-13. So when you look at the NBA standings, which is what I'm going to do right now, the Warriors are still 8th, but they're with an 18-16 record. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, because they lost, now hold just a 3-game lead over the Warriors for the 6th seed, the coveted, vitally important 6th seed, which keeps you out of the play-in. So, and one more score to report, and then we're done. And this one.
So next time when I come on the show, you have to remember to start my intro because you started too late.
I know.
Next time when we do the show, you have to be right on time. When I come on the show, you have to start the intro. When I come into the stream. You need to start the intro right when I come in here, so it's not late.
You're absolutely right. Let's do it one more time just to make you feel better.
Stay at home, son.
But you're absolutely right, Chardol. My apologies. I screwed that up. One score we're not going to have for you because there's still 29.1 seconds left, and what that means in an NBA game is it could go another hour. But right now, it's tied 110 apiece in Indiana between the Magic and the Pacers. The Magic trying to improve to 19 and 15. The Pacers trying to improve to 7 and 27. And some games coming on later today. The Pelicans at the Bulls. The Knicks at the Spurs. That's a good one. The Nuggets at the Raptors. The Wizards at the Bucks. And the Trailblazers at the OKC Thunder. And again, the Thunder.
So Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic is out for the remainder of the season. I just got the heartbreaking news: ACL injury.
Are you kidding?
Nikola Jokic is out for the rest of the season. He's not playing. He's out. He's permanently out for the rest of the NBA season.
But no. You're trying to pull my leg because
Nikola Jokic is actually out for the season. I looked on it. It's not a rumor. It's actually true.
Hold on, I'm trying to find that myself.
I'm not making.
Chardol, I read that he was gonna miss a month, and that the knee injury was a hyperextension and a bone bruise.
But when you go on like Google, and it says Jokic is out for the rest of the season.
Here, let's do this together, Chardol. Hold on. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I want to do this with you. So we're gonna search Nikola Jokic. Right there. And I always like to click on news. See, 4 weeks.
Then I don't know what rumors people are saying that he's out for the rest of the season.
I don't know what rumors.
I don't know rumors because I don't know. Some people say he's out for the rest of the season, but I don't think that's true. I think he's out for a couple of months.
Few weeks.
Few weeks?
Yeah, few weeks.
So I don't know what website I was reading with that news that he's out for the rest of the season. I don't know where I got that information from. I guess that was false information. I should not be going to websites where the information is false and it's not true. I should not be going to those websites because you never know what kind of information they might be posting on those websites.
Chardol, you upset the audience a little bit. They feel like you misled them. They don't know if they could trust you anymore. What do you have to say about that?
Viewers, I'm sorry if I got wrong information from a wrong website. Next time I'll make sure to go to the right reputable websites that have right information, not go to the hazy websites that give you false bullshit information that is not true at all.
Good answer. I respect that.
Because I keep going to those websites, and 100% of the time that information on those websites is actually true. And other times it's not true. So you have to look at which websites you go to. Do not go to the fishy websites.
Exactly.
Because if you go to the fishy websites, they might hack your data and take over your whole computer and everything on it. Your whole internet will be down. Everything will be down.
Well, the good news is a lot of the chat is
like if you go to fishy websites, do not go there.
You're getting a lot of sympathy from the audience. That your apology was resonated. So I think you're good.
I apologize for the information I said on the stream, and I promise that next time when I go to different websites, I'll make sure that I don't get wrong information.
Good
is
job.
everything good? Are we all on the same page now?
We're all good. That
good?
was a very professional apology. It was well delivered. I think you're okay. Shardal, before
I try and be as professional as I when I apologize. I try and be as professional as I can with my apology.
You're good. You're good, Shardal. Before we go, Shardal, but I want to switch sports on you.
Everybody is supporting me. They're saying that you're fine. Everybody in the chat is saying you're fine.
Why did you change your profile pic in the middle of your appearance? I like the other profile pic you had. You had the Warriors logo with that SF in it. I really like that. Where did that go?
I like this. I just want to change it. Like some people change their logos halfway when they go live on streams. They change their logo, so I'm not the only one that's doing that.
Before we go, Shardal, the 49ers this Saturday have a huge game. And I'm on FanDuel Sportsbook right now, and I'm in shock that the Seattle Seahawks, who are coming in town as the visiting team, massive stakes in this game.
I mean, the Seattle Seahawks
seed in the NFC. Shardal, the Seahawks are favored over the Niners at Levi Stadium by 1.5 points. How are the Niners underdogs in this game? What are your thoughts on that?
The San Francisco 49ers have to win this game against the Seattle Seahawks to clinch that number 1 seed in the playoffs. And the 49ers, the Seahawks are not underdogs. I don't know what kind of information people are saying that the 49ers are underdogs.
The sports
they're not underdogs.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the Seahawks are underdogs. They're not. They're gonna lose on Saturday.
So what you're saying is, and this is the beauty of the sports book, right? The sports book is saying the Niners are 1.5 point underdogs. So you get even odds if you bet on them to win. The money line is plus 100. That means you win everything you put down. No money goes to the bookie. There's no vig. So you're saying take advantage of the mistake the bookies made and put your money down on the Niners. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that is exactly what I'm trying to say.
You are in Vegas right now. Go to the sports book. Put your money where your mouth is, buddy. Win some money.
I'm in Vegas. I'm gonna put the money. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Have you ever been to Vegas before?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. I don't like it.
What are your favorite casinos that you like to go to? Do you like the Tropicana?
My favorite was the Hard Rock, and it doesn't exist anymore. It's really depressing. What's your favorite?
Venetian. I like the Venetian.
Venetian's nice. It's classy. You like the Venetian more than the Bellagio?
No, I like the they're both good. I'll say I like the Venetian and the Bellagio. I can't make up my mind between both of them. They're both amazing casinos.
Points, man. What about, is New York too gimmicky and touristy for you?
So I love all the casinos in Vegas. I can't really make up my mind which one I really like better. I like all of them. Cause Bellagio, Venetian, I like all of them.
Ken Mamba wants to know what happens if Seattle wins. I don't have an answer for that because I don't cover the Niners. Yeah.
If the Seahawks beat the 49ers, then they drop to a wild card.
Who do they play next week? Do you know?
They don't know that information yet.
Okay. All right. So
they're still looking at that. They're still looking at they're still diagnosing who the team will play in the wild card. But I hope the 49ers win against the Seahawks so they don't have to play in the wild card, because I don't like the wild card. The wild card is one game, single elimination, one game, and you win that game, you move on. If you lose that game, you get eliminated. So I don't want the 49ers to get out of the playoffs, because that will hurt. That will really, really hurt.
Agreed.
I've been growing this beard for so long, and if the
What
49ers.
beard? I want to see you. You're hiding yourself. What beard?
I'll do it. I'll come on next time. But you know,
okay,
so
next time, right.
yeah. So you need to trim your beard too. You look like you look very unkempt. You need to maintain a professional appearance. Next time when you come on the show, you need to trim that beard, look nice, come on the show.
Deal.
We'll be two classy gentlemen on the next show next time when I come on.
All right. Happy New Year, Chardal. Let me see if there's a final score in that
Happy
Orlando
New Year.
game.
The final score, Warriors.
No, real quick. Orlando won. So we do have a final in that game. Orlando wins 112-110. Chardal, tell people what were you going to say? The Warriors won?
Warriors 132, Charlotte 125. The Warriors take down the Charlotte Hornets. Wasn't the sexiest win today, but you know, I don't care. Sexy win, no sexy win. I don't really give a shit about that. Okay, we won the game. That matters. Okay, Warriors beat the Hornets. It all matters. Okay, that's the end of the story. We beat the Hornets in Stephen Curry's hometown. Stephen Curry with 26 points. He was phenomenal.
He was.
What are your thoughts on Stephen Curry?
50% shooting from three.
Stephen Curry is one of my favorite players on the Warriors. I love Stephen Curry.
I love Stephen Curry.
Hurts me facts that he broke up with Under Armour and now he's with Nike.
Well, let's hope that happens. So maybe the refs will be nicer to him.
No, but I want Stephen Curry to stick with Under Armour.
Oh,
because I have so many Under Armour shoes. You know, like in my closet, I have like a bunch of Under Armour shoes from Stephen Curry. I still wear them to this day. So that shows how much I have ties with Under Armour. Like I have emotional ties to this shoe brand.
I know you do.
I wear his shoes. I still have it. I haven't got any. I will never buy Nike shoes. I will always buy Under Armour, even though Stephen Curry does not have ties to the brand anymore.
Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year. I'm gonna have so much fun at the New Year's Eve party at the Strat. I'm gonna have so much fun. We're at the top of the tower. There's gonna be a DJ. Yeah, there's gonna be an observation deck. You're gonna look outside. There's gonna be fireworks tonight. There's gonna be all the New Year's festivities we're gonna enjoy tonight. But happy New Year's to you. And I'll definitely be looking forward to joining you
Friday
when the Golden State Warriors play the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2026.
Beautiful. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye-bye.